Michael Sam's NFL journey so far has been a bit of a roller coaster. He had a low of waiting 7 rounds in April's NFL draft before the high of hearing his name called to St. Louis. The former Mizzou star continued that high through training camp and preseason before the low of finding out on Saturday that he didn't make the final roster or practice squad. But today is another high as a team is giving him a shot. The Dallas Cowboys signed him to their practice squad today. While Sam was looking at a stacked deck of defensive linemen in St. Louis, it's a different story in Dallas. The Cowboys selected 2 defensive linemen in the NFL draft, but both suffered serious injuries over the summer. Sam will look to help a Dallas defense that tied for 25th last season in the league in sacks. Sam is just another example of the defensive lineman factory Mizzou football has become. This year's crop is expected to be better than last year's unit that led the SEC in sacks. The unit got off to a great start in the Tigers' opening win over South Dakota State, but expect a bigger battle on the line this weekend against Toledo. The Missouri defense racked up 3 sacks on the day, with 2 coming from second-team preseason All-SEC defensive end Marcus Golden. Golden was all over the field, finishing up with 10 total tackles and a career-high 3 tackles for loss. His running mate on the opposite side, junior Shane Ray, chimed in with a sack and 6 total tackles. Now, the Rockets start an offensive line with 5 seniors. 3 of those starters have started at least 25 games in their collegiate careers. Last season, the men in the Toledo trenches only allowed 6 sacks. Missouri players and coaches praised the Toledo line's experience and attitude.
I think they got a lot of guys from last year, and them guys was good last year. They had some good linemen out there, but we're just going to get out there and get after it. Use different pass rushing moves, run the plays. Coach Steck wants us to run, and we're going to get out there and make plays.
Well, they're a handful with that offensive line. They're very blue-collar, tough, nasty type of players, and I mean nasty in a nice way.
Very talented up front, but they did a year ago when they were even a little bit younger. And but they also have design. They don't hold the ball a whole lot. The ball's set and they get rid of the football.
It's pretty safe to say anybody in Cardinal Nation is ecstatic to have 6-time All-Star catcher Yadier Molina back behind the plate. But there might not be a happier Cardinal on the roster to see Molina back there than tonight's starting pitcher, Adam Wainwright. Take a look at this. Wainwright is no doubt one of baseball's best starters, but he's much better with Molina than without Molina. During his 9-year career, Wainwright has a 2.83 ERA when pitching to Molina. Without him, Wainwright's ERA goes up to 4.03. So tonight, Waino and Yadi back together. We'll go to the top of the second. Nobody on, not a great start for Wainwright. Russell Martin takes him deep to center field, and it is a 1-0 lead for the Pirates. We'll travel on to the bottom of the 4th. The Cards leading 3-2. Wainwright gets a little revenge. He bloop singles to center, and that'll score 2. 5-2 Cards. Wainwright had 3 RBIs tonight for the first time since 2010. Well, in the top of the 7th, having a little talk with Yadi, man on for Starling Marte, and he wants a Big Mac with cheese to Big Mac land. 6 innings pitched and 4 earned runs on the night for Wainwright. It is 5-4. But a little insurance for the Cardinals in the bottom of the 7th as a wild pitch will score Johnny Peralta. And that is tonight's final, folks. Cardinals take it 6-4. A perfect ingredient to a playoff race recipe might just be playing the worst team in all of baseball. The Royals liked how that tasted last night, and with just a half-game lead in the AL Central over Detroit, they look to double dip tonight against the Texas Rangers. We go to the bottom of the 3rd, tied at 0. Alcides Escobar knocks a ground rule double to deep left center field, and that will put a runner in scoring position. That's a bad miss by Ryan Rua. Nori Aoki challenges Rua again, but the blooper gets past him. The guy's just having a rough night. Royals on the board first. They lead 1-0. Going into the top of the 5th, Daniel Robertson at the plate. He will ground out to the infield, but there was a man on third, so that is plenty enough to tie this game up at 1. Fast forward to the bottom of the 8th, very low-scoring game tonight. Salvador Perez up at the plate with runners on the corner, 2 outs. He's not the fastest guy around, but he's going to get to first base on that. That scores the go-ahead run, and the Royals take this one 2-1. And that'll do it for sports.